Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. We're continuing in Mishlei. We're in Perek Lamed Aleph, Pasuk Chaf, Kapa Parsa Le'ani Ve'yadea Shilecha Le'evion. The wife, she extends her palm to the poor person. It's also opening her palm as a form of generosity. Ve'yadea Shilecha Le'evion. And her hand, she outstretches to the poor. So the difference between an ani and evion is that an ani is someone that's poor, but he's embarrassed of his situation, and he doesn't go out to go ask for money. He's too shy. So he's at home, and he's unfortunately a poor person. An evion got to such a point of poverty. His poverty is so overwhelming. He can't stay home. He needs to go out and ask for donations, and that is the evion. Now the Metzudat David over here explains that the explanation to the pasuk is that the woman is she's shilecha la'evion, she's sending out money to the poor, and she's of course not holding back. And connected to the previous pasuk is that the previous pasuk was that yadeh shilecha bakishor. Here it also talks about her yad, the kapeh tamchufalach, and her palm. This is talking about the work that she was doing for creating clothing. So the money she makes from that, she's also putting it into the poor, helping the needy. The Gaon of Vilna explains that this also connects to Torah. There's someone that is poor, but he stays home, and like the ani. So he wants to learn Torah. He needs Torah in his life. He wants to learn, but he's at home. He's local. The Evion is that he looks at Torah, not that he's poor in Torah necessarily, but he looks at Torah like someone that is so desperate. He travels everywhere to gain more and gain more and gain more Torah. And we know there's a statement in Pirkei Avot, V'lo ha'baishan lamed, the person that is embarrassed, that does not learn. That's in reference to this ani. You can't be at home and say you want to learn. Go out and extend yourself to go and learn. Also in the pasuk itself is that kapa parsa le'ani, her palm is extending open to the poor person. That's something that could be in private. The ani, he doesn't like to go out, he's in private. Yadea shilecha la'evion, the woman sends to the poor. That means it could even be a public thing about this poor person, this evion, that unfortunately gets to this state. The sefer over here from Rav Chaim Kanievsky explains that we know that the letters Gimel Dalid, this connects to the Gemara Masechet Shabbat. Gimel Dalid is Gomel Dalim, also like doing Chesed. The Gimel has its leg sticking out. I have a Gimel over here. See the Gimel, its leg is sticking out. See the Negdi, and the next letter in the alphabet is the Dalid. The Dalid though is not facing the Gimel. Its back is towards the Gimel, because the person wants to give tzedakah, but the person on the receiving end, he's embarrassed to accept tzedakah, so his back is toward him. That's the general way. Unfortunately, the Evion gets to such a point that he needs to be turned around. He needs to go out and extend himself. And brings over here a story how for years, not just one story, but a whole thing here, how in the home of Rav Chaim Kanievsky was always open, and people would kind of invite themselves even for Shabbat meals, and even Melaveh Malka, even Motzei Yom Kippur. And the home was so open that they couldn't even say no. At one time they tried doing a registering thing to register in advance so they know how many people to prepare for, but they couldn't even succeed that way, because the Rabbanit, she would see someone there, she would tell them to come in. Even her last Shabbat, there was guests there that wasn't even kind of invited, but to have your house open for those that are in need. And just to end, the Malbim explains that connected to the previous pasuk, Yadea shilecha bakishor. Kishor is, again, this is like a beam when it came to the making of clothing, some sort of beam with the sewing. But also we have the pasuk motzi asirim bakosharot. Kishor, kosharot is like a heavy piece of wood that was used, he says here, for the jails. This was, I guess, the jail wall, the jail door, and this is referring to the gashmiut and the ruchaniyut, where we have sometimes we feel like we're in jail with the lifestyle we're in, and we can't break free from that. We want to be more ruchani, we want to be more spiritual. So we have to start with our yadayim, which is actions of mitzvot. When we do actions of mitzvot, that will break us free and that will propel us to do more and more mitzvot as it's mitzvah gorert mitzvah. When you do one mitzvah, it extends, and automatically you're now in the swing of things to do the next mitzvah, and we can break out of our limitations in mitzvot and continue to grow in the higher ways. And B'ezrat Hashem, we do so both here in the physically and the spiritually. Physically, opening our hearts to give tzedakah to the needy, and spiritually to open our hearts as well to push away anything that's blocking us by doing mitzvot and more mitzvot to continue to grow in Torah and Yirat Shamayim. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Ve'amer Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya Meretzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu lezakot et is lefichach yiva lehem Torah Moshe Shneimar Adon Hametz Mantitko Yedil Torah ve'yadir.